I'm Robin Mohilner. I'm a licensed psychotherapist in the state of California, and I'm a therapist who is living with bipolar disorder. And in this video, we're going to talk about the difference between happiness and mania. So many people on Team Thrive, which is Thrive with Bipolar Disorder on Facebook, have shared with me that they're very scared to be happy because they don't know the difference between happiness and mania. And so this video is to help everyone be able to see more clearly the difference, as well as we're going to explore personality types that people may think are manic but aren't. So we're gonna cover a few bases today. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about, as I have to just check out my notes and make sure I get this right, we're going to talk about how happiness makes you feel versus how mania makes you feel. And happiness causes people to just feel good, whereas mania, some key symptoms of mania are the feelings of elation. And elation is what somebody experiences when they feel that they are just on top of the world, joyous, just exploding with joy. Another thing that people experience, another feeling, are feelings of omnipotence, and that is feeling all-powerful or just not even having an awareness of limitations. That's another thing that people with bipolar disorder tend to experience. A third feeling of mania is agitation. And what that feels like is it feels as though you're filled with so much energy. It could be positive energy or negative energy, but more energy than you can hold, and it feels like you're going to explode. And then rage is what happens when you do explode, when all of your emotion, whether it be positive, negative, everything, just comes exploding out. That's the key difference between happiness and mania. So where people get the most scared isn't in those areas. It's in an area called exuberance. And I want you to know that exuberance is not mania. Exuberance, it's a state of being in which you experience an enthusiasm for life. And it's somebody who, I'm your token person who is a person who lives exuberantly, with an enthusiasm for life. And it's very common for some people living with bipolar disorder to have an enthusiasm for life, for having an exuberance. And people tell them, you're manic, you're manic, you're manic. The reality is no, you're not. You're an exuberant human being. And you just happen to be an exuberant human being living with bipolar disorder. But it does not make you manic. These other symptoms that I talked about, that's mania. So I really want you to take that home, that don't be afraid of your exuberance. Your exuberance is not mania. Now, gotta just check my notes. Now let's talk about happiness in terms of being open to new experiences. Happiness causes people to try new foods, try new activities, meet new people, do new things. Happiness just kind of opens us up some. Whereas mania causes us to be really open to things, but where we can't stop doing an activity, where we take unaffordable risks, where we do unplanned risks, where we do things that aren't safe with our own body. That's mania. Another level of happiness that to differentiate happiness from mania is is happiness causes people to look forward to things in life. They're looking forward with hope, with faith, with joy, whatever it might be, but they're looking forward. Whereas mania causes us to act on the future today. Mania causes us to be impulsive and obsessive. Like I said before, obsessive and not being able to stop working on a goal. Now here's the challenge. Just like exuberance, there's people with bipolar disorder who by nature are impulsive and or obsessive. I'm the obsessive type. And what it means is it doesn't make you manic. What it means is that you are just really focused on a goal, or you're just really, when you want something, you just don't have the patience and you do it now. Here's how to know the difference. If you can't stop doing something, that's mania. If you're spending money on things, like it can't even stay in your hand, that's more manic. Whereas impulsive is, okay, you want something and you don't want to wait 3 days and you get it today. That's non-manic impulsive. I hope you see the difference. I'm hoping I'm covering the difference as well. The next thing in my notes is we're going to talk about what invites happiness versus what invites mania. And what invites happiness into a person's life are the circumstances of their lives, so external things, and then internal things such as attitude, how they respond to what happens in life, and the decisions they make, the way they think. All of these things invite happiness into a person's life. What invites mania into a person's life? There's an umbrella, and I'm going to just call it uncertainty. It can be good uncertainty, or it could be bad uncertainty. And so what we're talking about in that case is excitement, but excitement that leads to overwhelm, fear, feeling unsafe or insecurity, or fear that causes those things. But you see the difference. The difference is the uncertainty. Mania is more fear-based, whereas happiness, reality is happiness is more love-based. So I'm hoping that I captured the difference for you today between happiness and mania, and then the confusing areas of exuberance, impulsiveness, and obsessiveness. That's the gray area. So I hope I did a good job today, and I look forward to seeing you soon.